Do you have a multicolored logo? Do you wonder what determines how that logo is printed, whether it's printed as a screen print or as a transfer? Kate's going to explain what happens.
So easy. So a lot of it comes down to sometimes the material that it's being printed on is we might not do a heat transfer because you can't put heat on a certain material, or if it's a stretchy material, that also depends on the transfer that we use too, because we need it to be flexible. So if think of it like when you have a tote bag and it stretches out, like will that crack the imprint? We want to make sure that that doesn't happen so you have that tote bag for years to come. But it really also is how many colors. It might be very easy to think that that's a 3-color one, but it becomes 3 hits that you do, versus where we do a heat press, where we print a film and it's heat pressed onto the item.
But it also depends whether or not you need an exact PMS color match, or if you're okay with those colors just being close.
Yeah, so that's where our printing is different, whereas PMS is where we've taken ink and we've mixed it to the exact color, and then that gets printed, versus a CMYK printing, which is the digital printing, and that's where we've printed a graphic, an art, or a photograph, and that gets printed with CMYK colors versus actual like ink colors.
And finally, the last thing that we'll look at is, of course, cost. Sometimes it's just far more cost effective, depending on quantity and all of the variables we just discussed, to print it as a transfer versus doing individual hits of your colors.
Either way, everything is going to look great. Leave the details to us. We've got this. Debco has been in business for years and we know what we're doing. So lean on us. You know you can trust us.
So we can determine which way is going to be the best, the most cost effective, and what you're most comfortable with to determine how your colors transpire onto your product.